In Sarasota, Florida today, a 29-year-old talk show hostess shot herself in the head live on television.
Christine Chubbuck was a 29-year-old television news reporter operating out of Sarasota, Florida in the 1970s. Originally from Ohio, she grew up with a deep sense of loneliness as she never seemed to really enter the world of dating. According to her brother, she dated one man at the age of 21, though he was in his 30s and her father did not approve. Following this, she allegedly never dated anyone again. In the early 70s, she began working at WXLT as a reporter, but was eventually given a community affairs talk show at 9 a.m. every morning. On the outside, she appeared to be happy, having established a successful career in the field of her choosing, though this couldn't be further from the truth. As her 30th birthday approached, Christine commented to her coworkers that she was upset about only having ever been on 2 dates up to that point in her life, and she was extremely embarrassed by this. To make matters worse, after a recent operation to have an ovary removed, she was told that if she didn't have children within the next few years, that she would never be able to. She allegedly talked at great length with close family about her growing depression, but was mostly brushed off, as her mother worried that Christine might lose her job over her declining mental state. Christine finally had enough. On the morning of July 15th, 1974, Christine veered away from her typical morning broadcast as she claimed she needed to read a newscast to open her segment, which was not something she would normally do. She read through 3 national news stories for about 8 minutes, ending with a story about a shooting at a local restaurant. As the studio attempted to cut to a film reel of the story, the tape jammed. Christine shrugged it off, saying they would cover the story again later in the day. Immediately after this, she looked into the camera as she read the following statement, showing little emotion. In keeping with the WXLT practice of presenting the most immediate and complete reports of local blood and guts news, TV40 presents what is believed to be a television first, in living color and exclusive coverage of an attempted suicide. Following this statement, she pulled a revolver from under the desk, put it behind her ear, and pulled the trigger. The screen quickly faded to black, followed by a public service announcement as the studio scrambled to figure out what to do.
Child can become trapped in me.
Christine was rushed to the hospital, but died there 14 hours later, unable to recover from the wound that she had inflicted on herself in front of thousands of terrified viewers. For many years, any copies of the tape were said to have been destroyed or lost, with no chance at being found. Until the owner of WXLT, Robert Nelson, passed away in 2012, leaving a copy of the tape in the possession of his widow, proving that he had in fact held onto it all these years. It is now said to be in the hands of a large law firm, being held for safekeeping, potentially to never see the light of day again. Though mysteriously, an audio clip was released online a few years back, and it has since been proven to be the real audio from the lost tape of Christine Chubbuck's death. Here is an edited version of that audio, where the actual moment of the gunshot will be removed. But I'll link an unedited version in the description below for anyone curious. Please listen at your own discretion.
In keeping with the WXLT practice of presenting the most immediate and complete reports of local blood and guts news, TV40 presents what is believed to be a television first. In living color, exclusive coverage of an attempted suicide.
This next case is from a video that recently went viral as it was extremely terrifying. A 23-year-old Russian man by the name of Vladimir Popov was out swimming in the Red Sea off the coast of a beach in Egypt with his father and girlfriend when things took a dark turn. People on shore began to shout to everyone swimming in the water, telling them to come ashore as a large dorsal fin could be seen fast approaching the swimmers. As immense panic began to overtake the beach, everyone began to frantically swim for their lives, rushing onto the beach, though Vladimir was not so lucky. As he struggled to swim away, the large tiger shark began to circle him. To the horror of everyone watching, including his father and girlfriend, the shark grabbed Vladimir and began to toss him around in a chaotic manner as it ripped him apart. The water turned crimson as his screams for help could be heard by everyone witnessing this terrible event. He escaped from the shark's powerful jaws 1 or 2 times and almost appeared to have a chance to survive, though he is ultimately at the mercy of this shark, who eventually grabs him one final time before he is pulled under the water, never to be seen alive again. Just after he's pulled underwater for the last time, a rescue boat arrives with help, but it's just too late to save him. Either way you look at it, this is a terrible situation all the way around. And this video serves as an eerie reminder as to how quickly a normal situation can turn into a tragedy. Though not necessarily dark in and of itself, this video is certainly among the most disturbing pieces of media in this list due to its context. So what can we see?
Mathis and AJ Martinez. Computer award goes out to Maite Rodriguez. Citizenship goes to Chloe Torres and Jordan Olivares. We have a few students receiving AP honorable honors this morning. Maya Zamora, Alithia Ramirez, Irma Garcia, and Maite Rodriguez. Let's show off our nice awards right there. Race Miss Guzman back here in the back. 1, 2, 3.
Students and parents gather as children are called up to the front of the room to receive awards for various accomplishments from their hard work during the school year at Robb Elementary in Uvalde, Texas. But what would happen at this school only an hour later?
Uvalde County 911. He's inside the school shooting at the kids! Coming into the school shooting.
After this award ceremony, children either went home with their parents or were taken back to classrooms to watch movies to finish out the day. They were in their final week of school before summer vacation. But not far from this school, a dangerous situation was rapidly unfolding, about to flip these kids' entire world upside down. Sometime between 11 and 11:20 a.m., 18-year-old Salvador Ramos argued with his 82-year-old grandmother in their home about his AT&T phone plan before he shot her in the head out of anger. As this was unfolding, he sent a series of text messages to a teenage girl from Germany about what was happening as it happened in real time, though she was asleep and didn't see them until it was too late. After shooting his grandmother, he stole her truck, loaded with 2 weapons and hundreds of rounds of ammunition, before heading to the nearby Robb Elementary School, where children were watching movies in class after the award ceremony. He wanted to harm as many people there as he could. After crashing the truck, Ramos exited the vehicle and made his way on foot to the school, firing shots along the way, before he quickly made entry via a door that didn't lock properly after it had been propped open. Upon entering the school, Ramos walked down the hallway, gun in hand, searching for unlocked doors, before he came upon room 111, where confused 4th graders sat trying to figure out what was happening. He entered the room and immediately began firing, saying goodnight to all the children and teachers inside. Over the course of the next 2 minutes, over 100 rounds were fired at students and teachers between rooms 111 and 112 in a very violent and bloody scene. Over the next 77 minutes, officers waited in the hallway as Ramos could be heard taunting police, yelling for them to come save the children, while continuing to shoot those who weren't dead yet. He would allegedly approach a child before yelling something along the lines of, "Boom, headshot," before a loud gunshot would ring out through the hallways, ending another child's life, just like that. It has since come out that he also took the time to write the phrase, "LOL," in the blood of the dead children on the whiteboard in the classroom as he waited for police to finally contact him. After a grueling 77 minutes, Border Patrol arrived on scene before storming the classroom and killing Ramos, though not before Ramos had ended the lives of 19 students and 2 teachers in an extremely grisly fashion. This video is so haunting due to its timing, and how such a horrifying situation would unfold in this very building only a short time later. This may be one of the last, if not the last, video of some of these children and these teachers alive, before having their lives taken in such a brutal and scary way. Even down to the clothes they're wearing are the clothes they would later die in this school, the last building they would ever see, as some of these kids never left alive again.